Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to this edition of Cage Side with Christopher James. I am Christopher James, and you wish you could be me because I've got one of the coolest jobs in the world. I get to talk to people that beat the shit out of each other for a living, and I don't get punched in the face, so I'm pretty fucking happy with that. Today, as you can see behind me, man, bare knuckle. We're going to talk to some bare knuckle guys. We're also going to talk at 7 o'clock to SD Dumas. He is making his professional debut for iKON Fighting Federation on September 24th in Mississippi. And I think he's 11-1 as an amateur. His last fight was Island Fight 63 a few weeks back. Brutal head kick knockout. I might even have to pull the video up and show you guys. But before we get into that, this show today is special. The folks from Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to bring these two guys on to officially announce their fight. Even though the rumors have been out there and people already know about it, this is still the official. I love doing the quotation thing. It's so 1997. It's the official announcement. So we're going to bring them both in right now. Two guys I've had and spoken to before, both gentlemen, both good guys, and both badasses once the entrance to the ring is done and they step inside. They call it the squared circle, but bare knuckle fighting has a circle. So, I mean... But here they are right now. First, let me welcome the man with the mustache. He is the face on the medals for BKFC. They didn't even know he was going to be around then, but he is now. So he's like the logo. He is the man himself, Mr. Tom Shoaff. Tom Shoaff, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, sir. Thank you.
Oh, that's right. And you see his name, 21st Century John L. Sullivan, which is the face of the medals and the bare knuckle fighting guy, you know. So Tom was smart. Brand recognition and product placement, very well placed.
To be a good product, you know.
You are the product. You're like the Jerry West logo on the NBA logo. You know, the Jerry West silhouette on the NBA logo, or the Jordan silhouette on the Nike shoes. You're that for BKFC. So you're already winning.
Well, you better tell them that.
I'm going to be fucking watching. So, and now we're going to bring in the man who's going to be fighting on September 11th in Daytona Beach, Florida. Joe, the Hitman, Elmore. Joe, what's up, dog?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Oh, I'm living the dream. So, guys, this is the first time Tom and Joe have met face to face. Tom is frozen, like he was frozen there for a minute. I was like, he was so frozen with excitement.
I hope I'm not frozen.
He froze up.
I wouldn't be surprised. I am in the middle of fucking nowhere, so. If we lose each other, don't freak out. But I'll be in town shortly.
Yeah, if you drop out, just click. If you freeze up or anything, just click right out, click back in. You know, it happens sometimes when you're on the road. All right. So before we get started into the fight and how it became the fight that these guys are going to have, I'm going to ask both of them a question. I'm going to have Tom answer first. It's been a while since we've seen Tom. We saw Joe recently in June or July. I don't remember now. Was it July? Joe?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we saw Joe in July.
It was supposed to be June.
That's right. So we saw Joe in July in Mississippi. He fought at BKFC 11. We haven't seen Tom since he fought Julian Lane in Florida and what I believe earned them fight of the night. So before we get into all of their fight, Tom, tell us what's been going on with you and, why we haven't seen you at BKFC or really anywhere. I guess it's been a little over a year now since that last fight or close to a year. And then after you answer that, Joe, the same question for you. What have you been doing since your last fight to get ready for this one and all that good stuff, because we spoke to you after your last fight. It was a good one. You and Chris Sorrow were on here. You guys, we fucking tore that show up. So, Mr. 21st Century John L. Sullivan, the floor is yours.
Well, it's been a bit of a waiting game for me, to be honest with you. I wanted to fight as soon as possible after the last one, but they were building their roster and they had more people to put on the shows. And then this whole COVID thing happened and really pushed everything back. That's really been it as far as why I haven't fought in over a year. But I haven't stopped training. I relocated training camps. I moved down to Oklahoma, started working with my old boxing coach again, and working on my belting system for jiu-jitsu because I still plan on going back to MMA at some point. But that's really where I've been at, man. That's all I've been doing, just constantly training and trying to improve and get better. And go from there. I've been, like I said, been kind of on a waiting game on this waiting list to get back into a show. And after Joe had his knockout over the last on the last one, they reached out and asked if I was interested, and I mean, of course I'm interested. So here we are.
Okay, and Joe, before you even answer the question I asked you, let me backtrack with you there a little bit, Tom. Since the pandemic started, you brought up the COVID thing. How has life changed for you? Maybe give us a day in the life of Tom before COVID and a day in the life of Tom since COVID, affected us all in some weird fucking way. Stupid little disease.
I think it's affected me in the opposite way that it's affected everybody else. Before COVID happened and before I moved down to Oklahoma, I was basically a full-time fighter. I trained people. I did a couple of PTs a day. I spent my mornings doing strength and conditioning, my evenings doing my own training, personal training and teaching in between there, and got to rest a lot and, relax and enjoy the fighter life. Since COVID's happened and I haven't been able to fight, I had to go out and get a real fucking job. So now I'm working 40 hours a week doing carpentry and remodeling, and I'm up early trying to get training in when I can, staying up late trying to get training in when I can. So it's I feel like it's had the reverse effect on me that it's had on most people, but it is what it is. Sometimes a little hard work goes a long way. So that's been me pre-COVID versus post-COVID, or during COVID, so to speak. I'm actually working a full-time job now, and that's not something I enjoy doing. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, it makes training to be a fighter difficult when you have to put 40 hours in at doing carpentry and shit, and then either train prior to work day or train after. It's taxing on the human body and the mind as well, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I think I'm more mentally fatigued than anything, but I have a goal now. I've got something to strive for, and I have a date. You can take that in any direction you want, but yeah, I have a date, and I have a location, and I have an opponent. So I've got motivation now. So regardless of how tired I get, I'm still in the gym, and I'm still doing the things that I need to do because I want to win. It's the long and the short of that.
Well, that's the long and the short of it. And thanks for the straight up honest answer. Joe, what have you been up to since we last saw you? You got the big win in your last fight. We had a conversation with you after that fight, and you and like I said, Chris Sorrow, that was a fun show. We had a good time. A lot of people really enjoyed that. But what have you been doing since then? Because this fight wasn't on the table then, and now it is. So what are you doing in preparation for getting back in the bare knuckle circled circle? I'm gonna like copyright that circled circle because they don't have a squared circle.
Bare knuckle circle. Well, yeah. Well, when we toe the line, man. Honestly, I that already talked to them before the fights. Like Tom was saying, it affected everybody differently. It definitely affected me differently because I was doing the same thing. I'm a BJJ instructor. I teach Muay Thai. I was helping be one of the head boxing coaches. We've got 5 gyms in Atlanta. I was doing that, but it was tiring me out, man. So honestly, by the gyms getting shut down, it let my body rest, and it let me I've gained 10 pounds of muscle. I've got a lot healthier. I was taking match training in the middle of the woods, dude. Like, I don't know if I sent you those pictures yet, but I've been training my ass off from one gym to another gym, and I cross train now. I go to Knuckle Up. I'm training with Manu, and he has guys like OSP, and he's training in the UFC. I've got these great guys all around me, and it's given me more of an opportunity to train with them. So I went right back to it, man. I took a small little vacation, went and seen my family. We had an uncle pass away. I traveled to go see him. Came straight back. I've been back at the gym doing my 2-a-days, 3-a-days, and a little jujitsu for cardio and stuff, man. But I'm focused on the new style of bare knuckle boxing and
bare knuckle fighting.
Bare knuckle fighting, yes, sir. Well, I've been working on it, man, because it's different because of the ability to grab each other, to clinch, and so I've been getting some really great strikers together and just focusing on that, man, because I've watched Tom fight, dude. And that guy that knocked him out the first time, he messed his face up, man. That was one of the most brutal things I ever seen. So I got to be ready, man. I got to knock Tom out or have good defense or make this a good fight or whatever it's going to be. I just got to be prepared. So I brought in great guys to put on a show for everybody and do what I said I was going to do last time, man. You know.
Yep. And you went out there in your last performance in Mississippi in that Oxford, Mississippi, inside that rodeo arena, man. What that place was fucking hot, dude. It was fucking
it was kind of pre-warm up. You didn't have to do much, man.
Yeah, except for those of us out there that were wearing like, dress shirts and jackets.
Suit and tie was not the attire.
All right. So now I'm gonna throw some questions out there, and whoever wants to chime in first, feel free. This matchup, I would look at the matchup, and I went back and looked at, Joe's performances at Bare Knuckle. I would looked at Tom's performance at Bare Knuckle. I've also looked at, some MMA shows you guys have been in. And as I was sitting there looking at this matchup, when they reached out to me and told me this fight was going to happen, I was like, holy shit, this fucking matchup makes so much sense for both guys. Because again, MMA wise, obviously, the only thing you really can bring from MMA is that plum, your Muay Thai plum, or your half clinch, whatever you want to call it. Whether you can do it with your left arm or your right arm. If you can do it with both arms, you are truly something special, especially in BKFC, because some guys can't pull the half plum from one side and throw the punch right, but some guys have a special ability. And I've noticed that both of you guys seem to be able to clinch from either side and punch not just with power but precision, no matter which side you clinch on. So for you guys, stylistically, the matchup, obviously, again, we're taking all the MMA elements out except for the plum. But stylistically, the way you guys throw punches from your angles, how do you guys feel about facing each other? Because you guys have a lot of similar traits in your striking game from what I looked at on film. And either one of you jump in, who doesn't matter.
I think it's a good fight for both of us. But I think it's a better fight for the fans, to be honest with you. Styles make fights, and I'm long, I'm lanky. I like to throw punches in bunches. I like to flurry. Joe's short, he's stocky, he throws with power, So it's a stylistic clusterfuck, so to speak. It's going to be a good fight in that sense, and I think that's probably what matters the most, is that we put on a good show for the crowd. And stylistically, this fight's going to do that.
What about you, Joe?
Same, man. I mean, dude, I feel like I'm going to come out there and get the knockout. But it is like he said, man, I fight for the fans, dude. And I don't care, dude, because honestly, I've seen what he's done to people's faces, man, but I don't give a damn. Y'all know me. If you go watch my fights, Jordan Rinaldi beat my ass, but I ain't ever gone down by punches. So we'll be able to fight, and the fans love that, man. That's why bare knuckle fighting is one of the fastest growing sports in the world, because you get guys like us that just like to fight and like to entertain. Go out there and just murder each other, man. But we can drink afterwards and have fun, and it's just about the sport and the honor of this shit, man. And that's what I love, dude. I think I was excited, man. I watched what he did with Julian Lane. I watched both his fights. I'm a fan of all these guys. But part of it's a stalker too, because I got to see how they fight, so I know what ass whooping's coming or going. But man, I think stylistically, like he said, it's just gonna be a banger, and no matter what, it ain't gonna be boring. Ain't nobody going to sleep this fight. Well,
one of you guys might go to sleep
outside the cage anyway. Somebody might sleep inside. But outside the cage, nobody's napping. There's no
napping. And it's funny because we're talking about definitely not going to sleep. You guys both know that you both hit with power, you both hit with precision, and that the reality is one of you could go to sleep. This is the one element in bare knuckle fighting. And by the way, Joe, I just realized, you've said bare knuckle boxing twice tonight. So if you say it again,
I need to get hit in the face, but I'm coming again.
Listen, if you say it again, you have to drop your camera down low and you have to do 10 push-ups first for every time you say bare knuckle boxing instead of bare knuckle fighting. All right?
All right, I got you.
All right, cool. We're going to see if you. Oh my God. But you guys both go into this knowing that the possibility of knockouts in this is so much more prevalent than even in MMA because there's so many other elements. So with this, and knowing that your opponent brings power, and I almost feel silly asking this question because you guys are fighters. You're obviously not afraid to get into fights, but is there a little added anxiety or maybe even a little bit of twinge of fear about the knockout? Because nobody wants to get knocked out. Knockouts are for us, they're exciting. But for you guys, every time you get one, it takes a little bit off your career. So is there just, and if Joe's shaking his head no before I even get to finish the question, but is there, human beings, don't want to get crushed. So for either of you, is there a little more awareness, anxiety about it? Go ahead, Joe, since you're shaking your head already.
No, man, I like fighting, dude. I'll give you $100 if you go find any fight I've ever been in online where I've been dropped. Right now, dude, anybody, go ahead and send me a video of me getting punched and getting dropped. I've got 40 professional fights, so let's run it. I mean, I'm not afraid of power because I'm a knucklehead. As much as I give power, I can take an ass whooping like a champion. I've never been dropped by a punch in my life, ever. So, I mean, it could be the first opportunity for somebody to do it, and that's what's exciting. And I respect it, and I don't have a fear of it. I respect it because it's honor, and this is a dangerous man I'm facing. There's a possibility of anything in this world that can possibly happen, but I love fighting with all my heart. So I'm going out there and I'm going to entertain people. And whether he does knock me out or I knock him out, people are going to love this fight, man. They're going to remember us, and we're going to make 1 million viewers, and the company's going to invest a lot of money in us because I believe that's how both of us are. I've seen him fight. So that's what it's about for me, man. And I'm just not afraid of excuse my language, I'm not afraid of a knockout. I ain't afraid of getting hit, whatever.
What about you there, Mr. Shoaff, Tom? I wonder if can you hear us? Did we lose him? Tom, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just driving by the military base. They always freeze everybody's phones when you drive by.
I got you.
But to get back to the question at hand, yeah, I've experienced that. Mother of pearl. Hopefully this comes through with a little bit of clarity. I've experienced being knocked out. Unlike Joe, I have been dropped with punches. I have been knocked out, and that shit's not pleasant.
Hang on, guys. He's driving. We probably lost him by the military base. He'll pop back in a second. He's driving home from Oklahoma City. He had to go get blood work done ahead of this fight. So let me bring him back in right now. Welcome back, dude. No worries. Like I said, you even said you might drop out here and there. So you were saying,
but yeah, like I was saying, unlike Joe, I have been knocked out, man, a couple of times, and it's not fun. Like every time it happens, it's like never more enjoyable than the last time. So for me, yeah, I definitely always have that in the back of my head, and I'm always consistently thinking about that. But I think that it makes me a better fighter in a sense. It makes me more defensively conscious. It makes me move my head more. It makes me do things differently and more intelligently. Because longevity is key in this sport, obviously. And I've already suffered a couple of knockouts. I don't need to suffer anymore if I plan on doing this for much longer. So yeah, it is something that's in the back of my mind, and it is something that I think about consistently and I take into consideration, especially when I'm training. Definitely. And Joe hits hard, man. Like I've seen his fights. I saw his last fight. I watched a handful of them online, and I don't think there's a single person he's been in a fight with that he hasn't hit that suddenly stopped and respected what it is that they were in front of. So I need to take that into consideration, in considering my last 2 fights in the organizations, my last 3 fights, I should say, my last 2 opponents in the organization. I'm pretty used to that style of fight. I'm pretty used to that style of fighter, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for this fight too. Like I said, and thanks for being honest with that answer there. A lot of guys don't want to admit what, you just said, that, it does sit in the back of your head. I think it's supposed to sit in the back of your head, and maybe because Joe hasn't
It
experienced
can
it.
make it more dangerous, bro. It can, I learned from Jordan Rinaldi because that's why I say I don't underestimate him at all because I don't want people to get no wrong ideas about me because I do have a confidence and a self-belief that I'm going to be the greatest 165 fighter that the BKFC has ever seen. All right. But that's my belief in myself. But Jordan Rinaldi beat my ass because I watched him get knocked out twice in a row and I went in there with a big old noggin, not respecting his game, and he whipped my ass. So that's not what I'm going to do. I've learned my lesson from that. But I definitely do hit hard as fuck with both my hands, and I'm bringing them both, man. I can't wait for this fight. I can't wait. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Right. The better my opponent is, the better I'm ready to roll.
That's exactly right. I think the higher caliber opponents that you guys fight, it brings out the fighter in you. I think in a lot of sports, you see a team that plays down to the level of a team. Let's say, a 14-2 NFL team is playing a 2-14 team. That 14-2 team sometimes plays at a lower level because they don't, have the same respect for the team that's 2-14, and they don't think they're dangerous, and then they come out in the losing end. I think fighting the higher opponents brings that out of everybody. We lost Tom there for a minute, and it sucks because it looks like I've got the whole all the Kirks in here again, like last time, and they're everywhere. It's like I'm going.
They're going to fly in. They're going to be there. My family's.
They're telling me right here. They're like, hey, everybody's going to be in the corner. They're all going to be in town. Family corner power, aunts, uncles, cousins. Oh my God. Hopefully we'll get Tom back here in a minute, and then it's like,
hey, man, I carry a lot of love in my heart, man. I fight for my family. Y'all know that. They support me so much through everything, and my wife, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my aunt, my mom has 6 sisters and brothers, and they all come, and all 3 of my cousins that they had come, man. So
who's Bob Kirk again?
You can't get rid of us at all. You can't.
Who's Bob Kirk? Is he your cousin?
Do what now?
Is Bob Kirk your cousin?
Yeah, Bob's one of my mom's sister's sons.
All right, so welcome back, Mr. Tom. Comment that came up. I get all these comments up here, and I can put them on the screen. So the first one I'm going to bring up.
My internet should be active and stop acting like shit.
It's okay. We got you, man. Sometimes it happens. Don't worry about it. But the first question coming from the crowd that's watching this show is from one of Tom's cousin, or one of Joe's cousins, excuse me. He says, hey, Tom, how long have you been working on that stash? Because obviously, Tom, you always get the stash comments, but how long? I've never even asked. How long have you been working on that stellar mustache that you sport around? I wonder if you heard the question. He might have popped out again. He says internet's a little weak right there. Hi, Misty. Hi, Bob. Fight Heads MMA. How you guys doing? We lost him again. He'll be back there in a minute. I know he will. So while we're waiting for him to come back, off subject of your guys' fight, I was in South Florida last week. I went to the 10 days ago, whatever it was. I went to the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship press conference where they introduced officially Paige Van Zandt and Thiago Alves, as well as they also had Hector Lombard on there. But what's your thoughts of Paige Van Zandt coming over? Because she brings eyes with her. Some people don't respect her as a fighter. Oh, wait, hold on. We'll get that in a minute. Tom, there you are. You're back. Welcome, sir.
I'm back. I made it home, so I got internet now. We're good to go.
Yeah. All right, cool. So that's awesome. All right, so there's a question I wanted to ask you. Let me bring it back up here. I want to put it on the screen because it's this is from Bob Kirk. He's one of Joe's cousins. He wants to know how long you've been working on that stash. And I'm sure you get asked that all the time. But I never asked how long you've been working on making it epic. But how long?
Well, shit. I probably started growing it right after the first bare knuckle card. Actually, I was cornered Arnold Adams that night, and
awesome. Former champ.
I talked to David and a couple other people, and they had told me about it. And then Eddie Wendland started the Mushmash Mafia back up. And he's like, hey, man, you're fighting bare knuckle. Like, you got to grow the mustache. You got to join the Mafia. It's got to happen. So it's probably been close to 3 years, I'd say, 2.5, 3 years, depending on whenever that first show was. I think it was June of 2 years ago. So 2 years and some change. I don't know. About that long. I shaved it last year. I went through like a Britney Spears moment and like just went crazy. But I got it back. It came back, so it worked out.
That's awesome. It looks stellar, dude. I admire the mustache. I got my mustache and I got my beard, and all that stuff. And when I was young, I couldn't grow any face hair at all. It took me till like I was 35 or 40 almost to grow a full beard. It was crazy.
This is like all I can grow, man. Like literally all the hair on my face that you see right now is all I get. So
that's crazy. You're like me, late
it's just.
What about you, Joe? Can you grow the pimp ass face hair?
Oh man, dude, I was laughing at what you said, kind of when you said you couldn't do it. I didn't get this goatee until I was like 19, and
what do they call this around here? Like the chin strap?
I shave like once a month. Like, and I'm 40, so it's not gonna 37, so it's not gonna.
But you got a killer chin strap going on there. I mean.
Oh yeah, well that's to keep my chin tight. You know what I'm saying? I have to keep it back a little. To define and keep my fat ass head from looking so fat too. The little outline.
So this is going to be a fun fight, like you guys both said. This is going to be a good one for the fans, and I'm excited for it. I know you guys are excited for it. This question will be for both of you, and again, whoever wants to jump in first, jump in. What does it mean to you guys? Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship has taken off, and it's really starting to make an impact on the combat sports community, and it has really from jump, but now it's getting bigger and bigger. And the acquisitions of what I was going to ask Joe beforehand, before you came back on, bringing in somebody like Paige Van Zandt, huge name recognition, huge social media following. Some people don't respect her as a fighter. To those people, I say right there, fuck off. That girl can fight. She has no problem getting into a scrap. She's not worried about her face getting busted up. It's happened before. And in bare knuckle, it's probably going to happen again. She was at the press conference. I went down there. She made a comment along the lines of, look, I like fighting. I like punching people in the face. And she is going to bring eyes, which is going to bring more money, which is probably going to help you guys in a roundabout sort of way. So do you see the signing of Paige Van Zandt as an asset to the company, not just because of her social media, but because the girl can fucking fight?
I do. If you go look on the comments, man, on the where they posted it online, somebody had said that. I try to be nice and positive, and just because I interact with all the fans, because I am building a huge fan base with what's going on with them, that's what I was standing up for, man. How just because somebody's pretty, just because somebody's whatever, everybody that usually says that, if you go look, I went and looked and clicked on their names, man. They're people that have probably never got up off a couch. So it's not like the people that are saying that Paige can't fight have ever fought in their entire life, and Paige could probably whip their ass too. So I mean, I'm happy, dude. And if she'll find out if this sport's for her or not when she steps in there to battle. She's a warrior by all means, so can't nobody take that from her. If she don't like bare knuckle boxing and her face gets cut up, maybe she'll quit. Look what Beck did. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Baby? Stop. You said bare knuckle boxing.
Oh god damn.
10 push-ups. Let's go, motherfucker.
All right, I got you, bro. Right here.
You gotta drop the camera down. There we go. Count them down.
2, 3.
Those are weak ass push-ups.
I don't even. Is he laying on the ground already? What's going on here?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I actually did it on my table.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was.
He did it on the table.
Thanks so much.
And I did them on my bare knuckles. I do all my push-ups like that now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Crotch Shots with Christopher James. That's right. We got to see Joe Elmore's crotch. Thanks so much. All right.
That was a highlight of the show, man.
And the thing before you enter this, we were at the press conference and I asked her, I said, was the offer from any of the other offers out there, because Bellator had an offer on the table, were they as financially lucrative as the BKFC offer? And she said yes. Which means she could have made just as much money, because BKFC is paying her a lot of money. And if everything goes right with their contract, she might end up, with $3 to $5 million after a 4-fight deal comes to a conclusion. That's fucking big money. She said she could have went anywhere because the money was there, but she chose bare knuckle, which says to me something about the character of this girl, that she's in this to do this. She isn't just in it to the paycheck, because she could have gotten a bigger paycheck somewhere else, or at least the same paycheck. And, probably not as much, responsibility, because she's going to do some social media stuff. She's going to do some commentary. She's going to, put her brand out there with BKFC. So she's doing a lot. And she probably wouldn't have had to do as much work somewhere else. So she chose this. It was wasn't just money. So Tom, what's your thoughts on her being here? How it helps the organization, and your thoughts of her as a fighter? Because some people, like I said, are assholes about it.
I would say my thoughts on her being here. I don't know, man. Like, she's a fighter. Like, fighters want to fight. That's the long and the short of it. She's a good-looking chick. She can go to any organization she wants. She can do any job she wants, and she chooses to fight. So let her fucking fight. Who gives a shit? That's my stance on that. As far as her coming to BKFC, I think it's great, man. I think that the notoriety and the publicity that we're gonna get because of it is stellar. On top of that, they just signed that DAZN deal, and if we weren't being noticed before, we will be now. That's the long and the short of that. I'm happy she came. I'm happy she decided to jump ship and come join the team. And I'm looking forward to seeing her fight, man. That's all I can really say. Like I said, she's a fighter, and she wants to fight for us. Shit, let's do it. Let's go.
Hell yeah! Like I said, I don't want to say she's Conor McGregor level personality, because she's not. But when somebody of that caliber does come in, that does bring more eyes, there will be more money coming through the promotion. And I think it could have the same effect. McGregor changed the way guys got paid in the UFC. There's a little more money coming through. You can negotiate when you're in a big fight, where before you couldn't. And I think the trickle-down effect will hit you guys. And BKFC pays you guys pretty well. From what I understand, I've never heard one fighter complain about their BKFC paycheck, publicly or privately, because privately sometimes people will say something, but I've never heard one. So I believe David Feldman pays you guys very well, for what you guys are doing right now. And considering the newness of the show, he came in strong with money. And I think when more money comes through and it's being more, more available, I think that'll trickle down to you guys with the additions of somebody like Paige Van Zandt, even Thiago Alves, and there's other people that he's going to sign. Is there anybody out there that you guys, would like to see come over from the UFC or any other promotion that you would like to see go bare knuckle? For me, I'm going to throw mine out there. Mike Perry. Take all the other stuff out of the game. That guy's a puncher. I would love to see Mike Perry go bare knuckle and toe the line with anybody on the planet. What about you guys? Is there somebody in particular, either one of you?
Yeah, man, it's probably just because I'm a ridiculously big fan. But I love the Diaz brothers. I know it would probably never happen, honestly. But if either one of the Diaz boys came over and decided to take the gloves off and get it in, I can't even put that into words, man. That would be probably the only person that I think really stands out in my brain of oh my God, I can't believe he's actually doing it. Or to see Shannon Briggs fight at heavyweight. Yeah. He would kill somebody, so I'd tune into that too, for sure.
He's coming.
I know, and it's terrifying. Trust me.
He was at the press conference. He's a scary man.
He's a terrifying man, So
it's funny when you said Diaz brothers, the end of your mustache pointed up a little bit, like a mustache.
I bet they did, man. I bet they did. I get excited when I think about him.
What about you, Joe? Is there somebody coming over from the UFC or any promotion out there that you would like to see toe the line?
Of course, man. Kimbo's gone now, man. I think this was a sport that he wish he could have got to been around for.
Yeah.
But George Masvidal, man, he started in the backyard with Kimbo. George, the rematch is one of the biggest fights in the backyard other than Kimbo. So I'd love to see George come in here and do a BMF title with us. That'd be the shit. Maybe George versus Nick or Nate. Holy shit. Right.
Yeah.
That'd be a real BMF title.
Right. When they leave the UFC.
Fighting.
When they leave the UFC, we'll book Nick. We'll book Nate versus versus Jorge at BKFC.
Hell
Nate,
yeah.
he can bring the belt with them, and then because that shit. I really like the Diaz brothers pick, man. That's awesome. But like I said, because they just go in there to fight. It would be interesting to see though, because even though they both like to stand and strike, they do mix in their jiu-jitsu and stuff. So some guys, I don't know if they would transition over to bare knuckle because they rely on so much of their other elements besides
Those
their
guys
hand.
been boxing their whole lives. If you don't think they can stand and scrap, you are a silly man.
Oh, I didn't say I don't think they could stand and scrap. That's not what I said. See, now your mustache went down a little, fucking, because I'm chastising you.
What are you gonna do? It's got a mind of its own, man. It's powerful. I'm telling you.
I did say that, because again, they've been doing this for so long, and they're probably two of the better boxers, in MMA, and they have been for a long time. But it's still, they're using other elements because they can fight different, because they can mix in their leg kicks and everything. And you guys, coming from MMA, the first time you're in there bare knuckle, even Chase Sherman told me, he goes, I almost threw a leg kick because it's instinct, because you're so used to doing something. And these guys are conditioned athletes. They've been doing it for so long. It would be interesting to see, if one of them threw a kick, or, did something crazy because, first of all, they're the Diaz brothers. So let's be real. You just never know. And, they'll walk down to the ring smoking a joint. I'm cool with that, bro. As long as they pass it to me when they walk inside, I'm all right with that. But all these choices are good. Like I said, I like Mike Perry because Mike Perry, his wrestling game isn't super strong, although he is working on it now. He's committed to working on it. His jiu-jitsu is okay, but his power, his hands, that's what brings it. Seeing a guy like Justin Gaethje do bare knuckle would also be fucking
man. Honestly, that's who I think I fight like. He's one of the better. He's a lot better wrestler than me. I mean, I went to state all 4 years. I'm a badass wrestler too. People have no idea just because I like to bang. But I'd like to fight Justin Gaethje. That'd be an honorable fight for me, bro. We could fucking bang it out, dude. Well, we have a champion right now that fought Justin and had some wars with him. So, I mean, that'd be really great. Yeah, Palomino went to war with him. What was it? Twice, I believe, right?
Yep.
2 times for the title. He took that up. I would love that one, man, because Gaethje can wrestle. He just likes to fight and bang, man.
Those were some of the best MMA fights I've ever seen because those guys just said, fuck it, let's go. And they just did it. Do you guys both keep up with the UFC? Tom, no. Jose. All right, then I'm never gonna ask.
But I don't keep up with it as much, man.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, both. And even if you don't keep up, you could probably answer this. And I'm bringing it up because you just brought something up, Joe, about wrestling and fighting. Daniel Cormier is a world-class Olympic-level wrestler, has been for forever. Stipe Miocic can wrestle, but he's not on the same wrestling level as Daniel. Daniel and him just fought. Daniel shot 1 takedown, and that was it. Even though after the last fight, he realized he should have put more wrestling in when they had the rematch and Stipe took the title back. Do you believe that wrestlers who have some success with their hands, and Joe's one of them, give up on their wrestling game in MMA? Because they do fall in love with the striking. I mean, let's look at Jose Aldo is, a great grappler. We never see him grapple. He always throws punches and leg kicks.
For me, yes, but you don't see the long, lanky wrestlers like that. The long, lanky wrestlers, I think, do a better job. But I'm trying to knock somebody out with every punch. I've got left hand knockouts, uppercut knockout, jab knockout, right hand knockout. So I'm trying to knock everybody out. So I get taken down and I forget about it. And the knockout and the finish is there. How many times have you ever been finished from a double leg takedown? There are slams and that does happen. But if I hit you with an overhand right, you're going to go to sleep. That's in my head. So it stops me from, I get hungry for it. You just, and then you forget and your coach hits you in the head in the second round. And he's like, what are you doing? And you try to get back at it. That's what happened with me and Ryan Jett. That's why I waited until the 3rd round to break his leg. I wanted to beat his ass for 2 rounds. And then the 3rd, my wife's like, dude, go out there and tear his leg up and quit playing. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I just wanted to fight, though.
What about you, Tom? Do you think that some wrestlers that have success with striking forget to go back to their wrestling? And, They should go back to their wrestling. I mean, it's something that gets them there. Why not use it?
I think you'd probably have to break this question down into 3 different parts. And the first part is obviously wrestling is the most important part of MMA. So if you've got solid wrestling, you can dictate where the fight is supposed to go and win. So should Cormier have used his wrestling more in that fight? Yeah, probably. It would have put a different pace on the fight. It would have put a different pressure on Miocic, and it could have had a different outcome. But I think the reason he didn't is because he knew he was retiring after that fight, win or lose. And Cormier is a fighter, so he's going to go out there and fight. He's not going to go out there and try to score points or win rounds. He's going to go try to punch a motherfucker in his mouth. And I think that's what he tried to do.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him on top, and I believe if he had done what he was supposed to do, and wrestled, he would have went out on top. Oops, excuse me. I have a question from the crowd. They want to know, and I'm going to ask this of both of you, and then we'll see what the answer is. But if the UFC called you up tomorrow and said, "We want to book you right now for a fight in 2 weeks," would you go?
Me? Yeah,
either one of you.
I would. Yeah, I trained, dude. I do well. I got first at Atlanta Open in my weight division and an absolute. So I do jiu-jitsu every day. Everything. I mean, now if it affected bare knuckle boxing and where I'm going, no, or bare knuckle fighting. Excuse me. If it affected my bare knuckle fighting championship, I wouldn't, because I believe I got.
That's another 10 push-ups. You know that, right?
I'll have to owe them later. But I definitely feel something growing with this company. But I'm not going to not do that, man. Of course, who they going to put me against? How much money they're going to pay me? Let's go.
All right. And before you answer that, SD, I see you there. Stand by. If nod your head if you can hear me. All right, cool. SD standing by. All right, cool. So what about you, Mr. John L. Sullivan, 21st century version, Mr. Tom Shoaff? If the UFC called you tomorrow and said you want you in 2 weeks, are you going?
No, because I got to fight for BKFC in 2 weeks.
That's the answer. Ding, ding, ding.
I already got a contract. I'm already fighting. I will say this though, I do fight for money. I am a prize fighter. So if they called me a week after I fight Joe and say, "Hey, we need you in 2 weeks," I'd be ready. I train every day, man. I'm on the mat every day.
If it interferes with BKFC, I'm not ain't shit, man. This is honestly what I like, and honestly, I like it better than UFC because this is what's made for me. I'm made for this. I'm a good wrestler, but I don't want to take you down. That's not fighting. I want to knock you out, or I want you to knock me out. That's why I picked this. Boxing, fighting, knuckling, fisticuff, whatever we're gonna call it. We're gonna knock each other out doing it, and I love it.
All right, so I got my next guest standing by. We ran a little bit long, as sometimes it happens in here. We just get to talking and shit, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Before you guys go, though, any parting shots you want to say to each other? And again, this has been fun with you guys, man. You guys, I love talking to both of you guys, man. You're so professional when you speak, and it's nice to have that. Some guys I talk to have no idea what they're doing when they get a microphone or a camera in front of them, and it sucks. But I don't have that problem with you guys. We could probably talk for 3 or 4 hours and wouldn't even realize how much time we've been talking. So parting shots, you want to take a shot at each other, say something to each other before we get done with this, feel free, and we'll throw it to Tom first. Tom, what do you got to say, if anything?
I want to thank some of my sponsors. Civil Savage, that's one of them. Another sponsor of mine, Knuckle Up Bullies. They breed American bullies dogs. They're fantastic dogs. That's where I got one of mine from. So I want to give them a shout out. And as far as throwing shots at Joe, like, I'm gonna fight you, dude. Like, I don't need to talk shit. Like, we're gonna meet up on September 11th. We're gonna throw down. So regardless of what I say or what you say, we're gonna find out on September 11th. So that's all I gotta say.
Well said. What about you, Joe?
Same, man. I just want to thank my sponsors. I got Innovative Aquatics, dude. They've helped me so much just with financial stuff. I train full time now, day and night, because of my sponsors. Nivea Health, they're going to take care of my full medicals, all my doctors, everything. So I mean, my therapies, everything's for free. I get to train morning, day, night therapy. He'll come to my house and work therapies with me. So thank you. Down to Earth Irrigation. There's another one of my sponsors financially helping me so much. Dr. Jason Weeks at Cobb Pain Health. Towboat USA. I bought a boat this year, and everybody said the best day of your life and the worst day of your life is the day you buy a boat, the day you sell it. I got stuck on the lake with my wife. They towed me for free. Now they sponsor me, so thank God for them, man. They saved my wife's birthday. I love them forever. Just Heart Apparel. They do all my shirts. Andrew Sams, he's been with me, one of my fighters, since he was 16. Now he just sponsors fighters all over the world. So thank them, and they help a lot of people. And thanks to BKFC Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship and Christopher James. And as far as like he said, man, I ain't gonna say nothing. He knows I'm coming to try to knock him out because that's what I am. I'm a knockout artist. So, but he knows how to fight. He's faced guys like me before, Jillian Lane and other people. I know he's not scared. I ain't got to tell him nothing. We're gonna beat the shit out of each other. Good luck, brother. I hope we can stay healthy as hell after we're done, and we'll have a drink afterwards. But let's beat the shit out of each other and sling some blood on somebody. Let's go.
Well, listen, both you guys, thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. By the way, Tom, I don't know if you know, but after a fight, Joe likes to drink White Claw. I don't know what that's all about, but
trying to keep his figure.
All right, so sorry about this.
You're not supposed to look at your phone. Don't you know that dead air is bad air?
That's all right, man. You guys are pretty enough to carry the show for 4 seconds while we're not talking. You know, sometimes it's like Edge and Christian back in the day. It's a 5-second pose opportunity.
Well, what are you gonna do? I'll look off into the distance. You know.
All right, guys. Listen, we'll see you guys September in Daytona. I'll be there covering it all. And so your cousins were asking if I'm going to be there. Yes, I'll be there. So for my friends, Tom Shoaff and Joe Elmore, thanks for coming in. We'll see you guys next time. Guys, follow them on their social media. And thanks, guys, and we'll talk to you again real soon. And boys and girls, here he is right now, man. We're running a little overtime today, and he is joining us live from inside the car. I like it. He's sitting down low, chilling out, having a good time. His name is SD the Reaper Dumas. He is an amateur fighter getting ready to make his pro debut. As you can see, he's wearing his FRM shirt. First Round Management signed him as an amateur, which says something about the talent that this kid brings to the table. I know him personally because I've announced his fights at Island Fights for quite some time. His last one took place a couple of weeks ago. He dropped a brutal head kick on some dude. I thought he was dead. And he had this rage in his eye that I've seen a little bit, but this was the first time I really just seen all this come out of him. And I knew right then and there that this kid is totally ready for the pros. He's going to be debuting at iKON Fighting Federation iKON 1, which is the debut for iKON Fighting Federation. We're doing it all on UFC Fight Pass. I'll be announcing. So it'll be like familiar territory for him. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome SD the Reaper Dumas. What's up, baby? We can't hear you. Where'd you go? You can hear me, but we can't hear you. So you might have to click out and come back in. Like click out of the whole show and then come back in and take your headphones off. Take the earbuds out, click them off, and we'll just go live because we can't hear you. I hope you heard me say that. I know you can hear me, right? Shake your head. Yes. So you got to click back out. Let me message him here. There we go. I don't know if he got it. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. So I'm going to remove him. Hopefully he'll look at his phone and he'll see the hopefully you'll see the message I just sent him on Facebook real quick. But anyway, so we'll bring him back here in just a minute. It sucks that his audio wasn't working right away because I gave him a hype build-up, man. I'm going to have to do that all over again. Take 2. But Joe Elmore and Tom Shoaff, great guys. Those guys are going to throw down at Bare Knuckle FC, BKFC 12, Daytona Beach, September 11th, 2020. Also on that card, Kendall Grove taking on Hector Lombard and Thiago Alves taking on Phil Baroni. It's going to be a good night. And then in November, we have Paige Van Zandt going to make her debut. I believe Jim Allers and Luis Palomino will fight for the title. It's going to be a good night of fights there. We've got iKON coming up in just a few weeks. I'll be there making my debut with that promotion. They're making their debut on Fight Pass on September 24th, debut show and all that stuff. What's up, SD?
What's up, baby? You working now?
All right, now we can hear you. That was a little weird there before. So
yeah.
I gave you that big build up a minute ago. I was like, oh, and he's going to come on and we're going to spit fire. But it took a minute. So we're going to jump right in with you too, man. Your last fight, you knocked that dude out. It was brutal. I saw this raging animal come out of you during the knockout and then after. It seemed like you've been waiting to let that out for a long time. And now the pro debut is coming. Tell us what we're going to see.
Honestly, man, after taking my first loss, that actually made me sit down and hum myself a little bit. Wait, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Your video is like really paused, but I can hear you.
Shit.
So
I'm happy
I don't know if where you're at, it has a strong internet signal. That's probably what the problem is right now. Your internet is probably slow. So, but I can still hear you. Even if we don't see you moving perfectly, we can hear you.
Hey, we go. Better? Oh, shit. It's better?
A little bit better.
What about now? Better?
Well, it's getting there. Like we see your picture, like,
now?
and it's like we don't see your mouth moving at all. We just hear your audio. This is when you got to go to a Starbucks, man. Sit there and steal their internet.
You know what? I'm really about to, bro, because I really bro. And I'm supposed to have the best internet service, I guess.
Sometimes that happens, man. The world of...
See, I'm by the water. It's okay.
Oh, that's beautiful, dude. That's a good view down there.
Yeah, that's probably why that's probably why I don't got no service. Probably.
That's probably why.
Maybe I stand right here and talk. Oh, I think I found it. Right here's good.
Yeah, like I said, your video's choppy and slow, but we can hear you. So, the video may catch up. But how excited are you? Let's get right into it. How excited are you to be making your professional debut on Fight Pass with iKON? How's that feel for you, man?
Man, honestly, bro, it feels great. I've been waiting. Me and my coaches. Shit, drop my chest. Like me and my coaches know, we've been waiting for pro fights backed out. It took us some time. It actually took me time to sit down and work on my basic stuff more and more. The basic stuff that I didn't thought that I need, that I really did need. So, with said, that's what I showed in my last fight. What everybody was missing. Everybody said, "Oh, he's a technical striker," but I was missing the aggression part. So, a lot of people has been getting that aggression part now lately in sparring and training. So I haven't been putting no videos or nothing up. So I want everybody to know that first pro fight, I've been waiting. Like I said, first round management been helping me out so much. Dean, Island Fights, just been helping me. So it's time to show off. It's time to get to the big stage and show that I belong now.
Yeah, and that's probably the most important thing, and probably just stay in that one spot you're in right there. Don't move around anymore. But because you're coming in a little bit better now. But I think what you said, going back and working on the basics, and you're still young in this, so you're going to continue to work on those basics for a long time. But the basics are the things that will get you to victories every single time if you stay true to your core and the basics of this fight game. You know, and not try to be overly fancy when it's unnecessary. You'll have a long, prosperous career. You'll make a lot of money. You'll get a lot of victories. You probably win a few titles along the way. But for you, the journey was long. I mean, most guys, with your talent, even at 5-6-0 as an amateur, turn pro right away. You waited, and then before you even did a pro thing, you got signed by first round, and you still were doing amateur shows because you knew, and they knew, that it wasn't quite time for you to, do that yet. To hit that pro scene. But now there's no doubt about it, man. Physically, you're ready. Mentally, you're ready. How does it feel that all that's come together now, as far as like not just as a fighter, but as a man? Feeling that I mean, there's more work to do, but feeling that this is the perfect step you needed to get to, and you worked hard and you achieved it. How does that feel to you as a man?
It feels great. Honestly, it makes me. I basically found my character. I found myself because in the sport, I kind of was at my peak of being a student and being quiet and not knowing the game of how like everything goes. So like my family always told me, you need to move in silence just to go, and infiltrate and know how to move and how to go about things. So at first, I was being humble, real humble, paying attention, learning. I'm still doing the same thing now, but I was kind of like I said, I was still new to it. So I was still just had to be a grasshopper and just learn. So once I learned that, the basics are the main thing that gets you to the top level. Okay, I can learn from different type of styles of just learning the basics. So I kind of just made myself, shell up in a ball and kind of like went to a hibernation type thing. And then after I took that first loss, I really went into hibernation because I had to have surgery and everything else. So after that, I kind of like sat, evolved, got myself right, and I'm still humble. But now when it's time for me to fight, it's time to bring that aggression, but being smart about it. Like I can still be a technical striker and still be aggressive, but now that's what I'm going to show everybody. Now was the part everybody was missing, that I wasn't giving. Yes, I know I could have ended a lot of fights in the first and second and third round, but I didn't have that aggression because I was too scared of, oh man, what if I get clipped by a stupid punch because I want to come in wide and aggressive? Oh, what if he takes me down and I got to hurt and get back up and I get hit by something stupid? It was more of me thinking, but not really reacting and being on alert. It was more as I was learning and fighting at the same time, which it was a perfect fine with me. My body just have to adapt to it. But that's how my whole fighting career went. And then my last fight, I kind of like had a feel of myself. Like, what can I actually bring? I know I can be a dominant kickboxer, a dominant striker. Um, like, what is it that I'm missing? And that's what I was missing. I was missing aggression part. I wasn't that. I was scared to get hit. Like, I was just thinking too much, and that would have me be in certain situations, going decisions with people, but not really getting banged up and bruised up. But why would I keep wanting a decision with somebody? I'm here to fight. I love this sport. Like I tell people, like, yeah, I put on social media like, oh, I can't wait to drop one of my ops today, whatever. Yeah, you my opponent, but at the end of the day, it's business. And that's how I'm gonna see it as in when I go to the top part. Like, it's business. Like, if you dislike me for like my outside business, like personal reason, that's you cool. But in that ring and stuff, it's business. Like, I can see you on the street and give you a high five. I'm like, hey man, what's up, bro? You want to get a drink? Even though I beat you up, but you want to go get a drink? Cool. So I just like that.
SB, that's how street fights start. You see the guy on the street, go, hey man, you want to go get a drink? Even though I beat you up, you didn't have to drop that on him. He knew.
Hey, but listen though, at least we know we're like, you know what? I'm a little drunk, so when you get drunk, the feelings come out.
I know.
And then there we go, we fight again. Like, say for instance, me and Heath, if I seen Heath outside and we went and I was at the bar, I'm like, Heath, come get a drink with me. Come drink with me. And then like, I beat Chaz, twice. And then Then we start drinking and be like, man, I'm gonna beat his damn ass. I would literally go back up to 185 and beat his ass. And then boom, there's a fun rival, but then the rivals kind of get a little bit serious and you be like, well, hey, it's fun. You need something like that. Like even the dude I lost against. Yeah, I harassed him. I ain't gonna lie. I harassed him for about a week. Some, oh, I can't wait to beat your ass again. I can't wait to fight you. You thought you won. But now I got a rivalry and it's like, okay, man, like I can't wait for us to meet again. Like we'll meet at the top because like I say, I don't take nothing from nobody that I fought. I don't take nothing from Heath. I don't take nothing from Shoemore, the last person I fought. I don't take nothing from nobody I have fought. I tell people at the end of the day, you fight, you win, you lose. At the end of the day, this part of the business. So that's why I like telling people. Like I like having fun. Like I'm here to drop you. I'm not really trying to submit you, but if it comes down to it, then shit, I'm gonna have to submit you. But I'm really just trying to throw hands with you. So
Hey,
that's what I tell people.
by the way, Dean Toole, the matchmaker for iKON, just dropped a little message here. He said, you have a new opponent, by the way.
Oh, and tell Mr. Dean Toole.
He's listening.
That's fine with me. I'm like, that doesn't mean nothing. Cool, new opponent. All right. That means more mysteries, more fun to have, and more to train. Like I tell people, if I know I'm fighting a wrestler, I'm not going to just strictly work on takedown defense. I'm still going to work on my striking. I'm just going to have to sit a little bit down on my punches and think a little bit more, but I'm not worried about it. A jiu-jitsu artist, let's go ahead and go to the ground, buddy. I'm fine with that too. I don't like being on the ground, but guess what? I train my ass off for the ground and everything else. If you want to strike, fuck it, we can strike too. And if you outstrike me and you beat me, which I'm not going to let you beat me because I'm going to find a way, guess what? I'm going to give you a damn beer after the fight if you're okay with it. If you don't drink, I give you a teddy bear. I don't care. Or buy your food. I don't care. Vice versa.
All right. So
whatever.
One of the people watching, Forrest Daniels, follows the show, follows Island Fights, follows everything that we do. He wants to know, what is it like for you to be making history, being on the very first card for iKON on Fight Pass, and you know it's their debut and it's your debut. This is history. So what does that mean to you?
Man, honestly, you know, it's a big thing to me. Like I said, I heard nothing but great things about this promotion. The people that's behind it, that's running it, everything. You know, it's just an honor. Like I tell people, like I'm not a social media type person. You know, I don't really be on social media. It's not really my thing unless I'm posting a funny video. But like Dean and Devin and everybody else, even you as a commentator, you know, y'all are really putting in y'all time and effort. And you know, for me to be able to showcase my fighting skill in the gym in front of you, in front of the crowd, in front of people, just like hell, I don't care. My haters too and all that. That's just a big thing to me. But being on this promotion, being able to be the first fight or whatever, just being on this promotion, it's fun to me. You know, it's exciting. It's that like when you wake up on Christmas, like, man, I know it's fucking the 24th here. I know I'm finna fight. I'm finna get this please. Like you make people happy when they see other people fight. And that's what I love doing. Like I might got that mean resting B face, but I like seeing people happy right after I fight. I tell people all the time, like, yeah, I talk my BS or whatever, you know, but at the end of the day, I just love my sport. And if anybody, like I said, Jude, Dean, Devin, the people that's running iKON behind the scenes, bro, y'all really gave me y'all heart and y'all really believe in me to fight on y'all show and on UFC Fight Pass. Like, bro, I can't ask for nothing else but more respect to them. And I just got to come out and show out. Hopefully I end it with an elbow.
And just so you know, Dean just put a couple comments on palm trees and concrete. And then he put this one up. He goes, by the way, your fight is on the TV portion, so you'll be on Fight Pass. You're fighting in front of the crowd. So, you know, you're going to get some good old airtime, dude. Like I said, you know, the fact that Dean is putting you on this card says a lot because Dean knows he has to come out of the gate strong, matchmaking this very first iKON event. And, you know, they think enough of you and the talent you have to put you on the card. So that says a lot because Dean knows talent, you know, and nobody can deny that Dean knows what he's doing when he books fights. And, you know, so I'm excited, you know, I'm going to get to see your name on Fight Pass. I'm excited that I get to see you fight again. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on with you, though. I mean, it's so crazy, right? Being an amateur and Dean said over 220 countries all over the world, and we don't debut guys on Fight Pass. So of course this is a big deal. Absolutely. I mean, I've been with Dean for a long time at Island Fights. We've never debuted a guy, professional debut on Fight Pass. It's just unheard of. So this says, what they all believe. That's why Malky and Abe signed you to first round, because they know. So do you feel pressure to perform, or is it just it's another fight?
Nah, man. Nah, honestly, man, it's another fight. The only thing that's different, like I tell people, is this time we're getting paid, and that's it. And we don't have to worry about no rules. Like, come on now, bro. If you don't go to the gym and spar or flow spar or row for 5 minutes or wrestle for 5 minutes or do your strength and conditioning like for 3 to 5 minutes in sets or a circuit, then why the hell is you fighting? We is in a cage. We are not no regular people. I'm finna go in and do my thing. Like, even my last fight, my knee was messed up. The one that I kicked him with, my knee was messed up that whole time in that whole camp. I couldn't barely even put any pressure on anything. But I said, fuck it. This is what I love to do. This is a sport a lot of people would not get in the cage, get on there and do. Just being there for 12, 15, 25 minutes with another man or woman in the cage, whatever. Come on now. You got to have some type of loose screws. I don't care. So
I agree. All right, so I
love the fight.
I have a question from the crowd. Terry Crow says, SD, what sets you apart from the rest? So what makes you different? What sets you apart from other fighters?
Honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not different from nobody, but what it is, I do stuff differently and I move different. Like, I'm not this type of person. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. No, I'm a man at the end of the day. I'm a young man, and I'm going to let you know, like, what's on my mind and stuff. What sets me apart from like a lot of these people, I'm very competitive. Like, even when I was doing fights in the backyard, in the streets and stuff, I was very competitive. I don't care. Like, even if you beat me, like I tell people, bro, before you beat me, you're going to have to kill me. I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to keep going. And like I said with people, that would have set me apart. I'm going to keep coming. Like, you got to have heart, but you also got to be like, hey, you got to have fun with it too. And that's what I love doing. Like, I love smoking my weed, fighting, and having fun. Well, on my off season, when I got my medical card, because I got my medical card, but still, just having fun with it. Fighting is fun. It's dancing to me. And I love to dance. I love to listen to my music and dance.
I love it, dude. I love the way you come in there. And, like I said, I've watched you develop, over the time that I've known you now. When I first met you and to what I saw in your last fight, and it's truly tremendous. Like, and seeing that aggression come out of you, like Larry Downs had to jump in and pull you off. You were ready to just keep going. You were like, I'm hungry. I'm going to keep eating. You just wanted to go. It was a little frightening. I'm going to say, but that's good. That you brought that out, because that was something
that's
I feel
what the Reaper was about.
Say that again.
Said that was the Reaper was about, man. That's why I had to change it back. Unbroken to me was a character to me, but the Reaper, bro, that's me. I'm here to take your soul, and if I can't take your soul, guess what? I'm gonna come back around. So that means if you beat me in a fight, just know I'm coming back when it's time to come take your soul again, and this time I will take it.
There you go. Well, listen, man, I am excited. Excited to see this fight. And somebody who's watched you come through. I'm proud that you finally you're making that jump to the pros. It's time for you now. I'm proud of watching how you've developed into a fighter, but more as a grown man, because that's all part of it, and that's why everything's falling into place for you. Because you're a man, you know what I'm saying, and now you get a lot of things that are going on around you. You understand the big picture, and you're showing that every day in the gym, the way you train. And the way you fight now. So, and the way you're dealing with life in general. So, fucking proud of you, dude. Fucking, that's awesome to watch shit like that. I like being able to watch that shit, watch people develop, and, go in the right direction and, make something out of their life, which includes being able to live a dream. And you're getting to start that right now, man. This is just the beginning for you too. That's what's crazy. Oh, also little known fact, everybody, Dean Tool wanted everybody to know that SD is his nephew. So,
hey, it's all right. You see this? He got this skin complexion on my side, okay? You see that? You see that pretty chin? That chin that Dean got, that's my chin, okay? He got it from my side of the family.
I got you. Structure.
There you go. Boom. Sauce. Remember this. Don't get lost in the sauce, okay? Don't get lost in the sauce. Just remember that.
That's a great thing to say. All right. So before we let you go, man, if you want to shout out sponsor, teams, coaches, management, if you want to do all that right now, go ahead and take the time and show the love to your peeps.
All right, man. I want to shout out and still Proper Nutrition. I also want to shout out Billy Bellsmont Clarks, Sean Lynch, Glassman Replacement, Ms. Robin Massage Therapist. She damn sure helped me out because I needed my muscle massage. Chill Cryotherapy. She always frees me up. She get me ready for fights. Dexafix. That's my chiropractor. Shouts out to Robert. He helps me out. Mako Tech. She did my mouth guard. I can't forget her at all. Shout out to First Round Management. You know, they hooked the boy up with the suit, you know, with the shirt and the pump, you know, ooh. That's to say, can't get lost in the sauce. I explained that another time. I want to shout out, you know, 10th Plan in Mobile, Team Remedy. I tell people, bro, without my sponsor, and also a good friend of mine too, man, Teo. He has his own construction glass design company too. Like I tell people, I would not be able to do a whole lot without these sponsors and my fight team. Yes, me and my fight team sometimes and coaches, we might have ups and downs, but hey, at the end of the day, that's just a part of life. Your team, that's a team and friendship and love you'll build. But I just appreciate all of them people that's been helping me, man. Shout out to Dean Tools for letting me fight in the island fights, you know, and also Ian, everybody that's behind the scenes, you know, that's being part of island fights, all the vets, everybody that's showcased, you know, say, hey, Dumas, we here, we're standing behind you 100%. You, man, everybody, Malky, everybody from First Round to Pensacola to everybody that supports me. You know, I just shouts out to everybody. Like I tell people, I wake up every day and I just love to fight and have fun and see people come out to see me fight, you know.
Yeah. Well, man, I think you said a mouthful right there, man. That's awesome, man. It shows that there's a lot of people that are behind you and that believe in you as you make this, you know, journey into the professional side of mixed martial arts. And I know the goal for you is getting to the UFC, becoming a world champion. So it starts for you September 24th in Biloxi, Mississippi at iKON Fighting Federation, iKON 1. SD Dumas, the Reaper, will be taking on a new opponent. I don't even know who it is. Dean hasn't told any of us yet. He's going to tell SD off the air, I'm guessing, or Malky will call him. Somebody's going to call SD and let him know who he's fighting. But I think at the end of the day for SD, it doesn't matter who. It just matters that somebody shows up and takes an ass whooping. That's how he looks at it, man. Who's next, right?
Take an ass whooping. Yep, take an ass whooping, or you gonna give me this ass whooping. But just know you're going to get this 3-piece in the combo. I might not hit you with a flying knee, but you're going to get hit with 3 pieces in the combo. All right? Let's be like that.
All right, man. Well, listen, you enjoy the rest of your day, man. Stay healthy, stay safe, be well, and God bless. And we will see you in September. Just a couple weeks, dude. I can't wait to announce your name as your pro. Going to be my honor.
Appreciate it, man.
Concrete back there.
Hey, man. I just got to listen. I love being in a chill environment, being like chill, bro. But when it's time to get in that cage, it's time to turn up. I love being chill.
That's the way to be. Chill till you have to not be chill. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. Yep. So, all right, brother, man. Be well. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Peace. All right, man.
Hey, boys and girls. That's right, man. That was SD Dumas. He's going to be debuting, like I said, September 24th. iKON Fighting Federation. There they are. See that right there. That's our logo. We're going to be doing our first show September 24th on Fight Pass. Matchmaker Dean Tool is watching and just want to let everybody know every month iKON is doing a show. So September we're in Biloxi. October we're going to be in Mexico. Wrong logo. Which one's now? Oh my God, man. That's the one that I have. How is that the wrong logo? I've got a white one. I've got this one. Man, this is the one that's on the page. Oh, my goodness. This is what I get. I get told the wrong logo. That's not even cool, man. It's not even cool. So now I'll have to, I'll just have to go back to my TV studio until we figure out what's going on there. Thank you, sir. Send me the correct one because I need to print fight card and all that shit. But that's the only one I have. I thought that was the one we were using. But anyway, it's going to be every month, man. iKON is going to be coming. Like I said, we're going to be in Biloxi for our debut, September 24th. October 22nd, we'll be in San Carlos, Mexico, for our first international show, which will be just our second show in existence. It's going to be awesome, guys. I'm telling you right now, the people behind iKON Fighting Federation are ready to go to work and make a huge run. Don't forget also, we have Island Fights October 3rd in Pensacola. And, that's going to be an awesome show as well. So we've got all kinds of good stuff going on. I'll also be in Mississippi, Tunica, Mississippi on September 26th, announcing the Toe the Line event, which is a bare knuckle event that they're going to be using to as a feeder league of sorts to fill the roster at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. They're going to be doing these shows in these Toe the Line series events in states where the bare knuckle fighting is sanctioned. So there's a few of them right now, and we'll have all more dates like that. Don't forget this weekend, Saturday, the 29th of August in Kansas, Althea, right outside Kansas City, bare knuckle fighting championship open tryout. Matchmaker Nate Shook is going to be there. Commentator Sean Willock. There's entries. You can go online to BKFC. Pre-register. The registration live will start at 12 and the tryout start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're looking for talent. There's going to be a couple of contracts awarded there. They're going to take it right to the big leagues of BKFC. If you're interested, man, get on the website. Do it now. Make sure you get involved, man. BKFC is blowing up. Get in on the ground floor. It's still time to get in on that ground floor. Hey, what's up there, Pasquale? How you doing, man? It's Evil Eddie of Pure Evil MMA. That scares me. It just scares me. Awesome, man. That's good stuff, man. So, but like I said, so there's all kinds of stuff going on. BKFC, Island Fights, iKON Fighting Federation, lots of stuff. And so like I said, so the 24th in Biloxi, iKON Fighting Federation, iKON 1. Go to check it out. It'll be live on Fight Pass. October 3rd, Pensacola, Island Fights, man. That's my home. That's my peeps. We love that stuff, man. October 22nd, Mexico, iKON 2 is going to take place. And also, like I said, September 26th, Toe the Line series, an offshoot of BKFC. It's going to work as a feeder league. Nate Shook is taking care of that. So I'll be out there announcing or doing something. I think I'm announcing. I'm pretty sure I'm announcing, but who knows? You never know. But I'll be there doing something. So lots of stuff going on. I'm going to be reaching out to some more of the fighters coming up on the iKON card and getting some interviews out for you guys. Thanks always, as I always like to say, for tuning in and being part of my life today and allowing me to be a little part of yours. I appreciate it. Stay safe. God bless, man. Always tell the people you love that you love them, man, because you never know when you're going to see them again. I mean, that's just reality. So enjoy the moments with your people. And that's it. Have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to you real soon. Until then, I am Christopher James, and y'all been K-Side.